You can take a minute and just open and close your hands, and scrunch and release your toes. So scrunch and release the toes and squeeze your fingers and release them. Good. And then release, bring your hands down, long spine, chest up, and then bring your shoulders up to your ears and release them back down. Good. Again, bring your shoulders up to your ears and then bring them back down. Again. One more like that. Bring your shoulders up to your ears and then release them back down. Good. Reach your arms up. Hold on to your right wrist and reach over to the left side. Pull your hands back gently. Push your hips to the right. And come back to the center. Release your arms down and just swing your arms out in front, crisscrossing your chest. Good. And then reach your arms up, hold on to your left wrist, and pull it over to the right side. Push your hips to the left. Upper body back. And release, come back to the center. Separate your legs, interlace your fingers behind your back, pull your chest, lift your chest up, and we're going to fold forward. Come all the way forward, letting your hands go up above your head. Or like towards that direction. They won't, but just bringing your hands up. Each exhale, relaxing your shoulders a little bit more. Good. Hold for 2 more full breaths here. And then release. Come all the way back to standing. Bring your shoulders up, back and down. Unlace your fingers. Bring your hands to your hips. Make circles with your hips. So bring them all the way around. Good. Bend your knees slightly. Good, and reverse, go the other way. Good, and come back to the center. Bring your feet together. One more time, reach your arms up, interlace your fingers, cross your thumbs, and reach your arms up. Point your fingers up to the ceiling, and tick-tock left and right. So push your hips to one side, bring your arms to the other, back to center, another side. And come back to the center. Reach those arms up high. Inhale. And reach over to the right side. Push your hips to the left. Keep your upper body pulled back. Lower body push slightly forward, but hips over to the left. Using your right arm to pull your left. And come back to the center. Reach your arms up. And reach them over to the other side. Reach to the left side, push your hips to the right, upper body back, lower body slightly forward. Good, and come back to the center. Drop your head back, look up to the ceiling, and pull your hands up, your arms up out of your shoulders. So really reach those arms up, and then draw a line towards the kitchen, pushing your hips forward. Weight on your heels as much as possible. And come back to the center. Good. Separate your legs apart, hands on your thighs, right above your knees, and drop your right shoulder forward. Pull your left shoulder back. Look over your left shoulder. And come back to the center. Bend your knees a little bit. Pull your left shoulder forward. Look over your right shoulder. Good, and come back to the center. Keep your knees bent, and we're gonna do that cat-cow spine, but in this position. So tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone in, round your spine. Exhale. And then inhale, lengthen your spine, look up, lift your butt back, look up towards the ceiling. Kind of a bit of a back bend here. And exhale, pull it in. Good. Again, inhale, lengthen. Look up. Last round. Exhale, pull it in. And inhale, lengthen. Good. And come back up to standing. Good. Now come to face the top of your mat. So come to the top of the mat, looking towards the Buddha side. Good. Sorry, I'm just adjusting things here. It's a little bit tricky. Good. All right. Shift your weight to your right leg. Lift your left leg up and bring it in front of you. So just hold here, play with balancing here. You can let your arms come out to the side. Core tight, long spine. And release, bring it back down. Other side, shift your weight to the left leg and bring your right leg up. Lifting your right leg up in front of you, and keep that knee bent. Good, and release, come back. Bring that foot back down. Bend both knees, sweep your arms down and then up. So come to chair pose, bending your knees, reaching your arms up towards the ceiling, weight on your heels. And just take 3 breaths here. So breathing in and out of your nose, try to straighten your arms as much as possible. Push your hips back and down. And release. On the next exhale, straighten your legs, give them a little shake, release your arms down. Good. Shift your weight to the right leg, bring your left leg up, and then we're going to send it back into a warrior 3. So you can fly that leg back and then land in warrior 1. So keep your left leg back, right knee bent, and reach your arms up. Both hips face the top of the mat, bending your left knee. You can even bring your palms together to touch, so you kind of activate your arms a little bit more. Good. And look up towards your thumbs. Taking 2 more breaths here. Good. And from here, we're going to go to pyramid pose. So bring your hands back down to your side so you can bring them to your hips. Hold on to your hips. Keep that right knee bent and come forward, bringing your upper body down parallel towards the floor. You can keep that right knee bent. Good. And release, come back up. Step both feet together up at the top of the mat. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold down through the center, touching the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Good. Shift your weight to the left side and bring your right leg up and back. And float it down to the ground. Good. Warrior 1. So bend your left knee. Bend that left. So have your feet about 3 feet apart. So they're decently apart so you feel that in your hips. Reach your arms up. You got it. Good. Left leg forward. Reach your arms up out of your shoulders. Keep that left knee bent. Left hip slightly pulled back. Right hip forward. And then release. Bring your hands down to your hips. and come forward. So bring your upper body down, looking down towards your shin. Good. And release. Come back to the center. Lift your upper body up. Step your left foot to meet your right. Bring your hands by your side, and then inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold through the center. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Good. Now, can you grab your blocks and bring them to the top of the mat? So have them on the Buddha side. Good. All right, taking a breath here. Bend your knees, sweep your arms down and then up, coming into chair pose. So activate the legs, weight on your heels, lifting your hands up towards the ceiling. Even bring your palms to touch, your thumbs can cross. So you're really feeling the arms and the legs. So keep lifting your chest, bend the knees so that your thighs are trying to become parallel to the floor almost. There you go. And release, come down, release your hands. Good. All right, shift your weight to the right foot, bring your left leg, send it back to warrior one. So bend your right knee, left leg, reach your arms out. From here, we're gonna go to warrior two. Reaching your arms up, inhale. And then exhale, open your arms out, separate your legs even more, coming into warrior two. Bend your right knee, let yourself bounce a few times here. Kind of give the toes a wiggle, so you sort of soften your toes, but push down on the outer edge of your foot, looking past your right fingertips. Good. Reverse, bring your left hand to the back of your left leg, reach your right arm up to the ceiling. Keep that right knee bent. And release. Come back. Open your arms out. And bring your left arm down to your left thigh. Your right hand down to your right thigh. And reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. And reach it alongside your ear. And release, come back up. Straighten your front leg. Reverse triangle, bring your left arm back, right arm up and over. And release. Open your arms out. Now bring your block to be on the inside of your right foot and bring your hand down to your block. Your fingers can touch the block, your hand. So right hand comes to the block, reach your left arm up and twist. So look towards your left thumb and really pushing the block away from you so you create traction across your chest, core tight. And release, come back up. Now pivot your back foot to face front and then bring your right hand to your right hip so your feet are facing a little bit more glare. There we go. Here, I'm gonna put you right there. That makes more sense. All right, so now bring the block to the right side. Okay. And you bring your hands to your hips. So you kind of clock your hips so that they're both facing front. Good. Now bend that right knee. Left leg can be straight. And reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Good. Now bring it forward, so reach it towards the Buddha, and then bring it across your leg onto the block. And you can kind of adjust the block. Maybe you can bring the block, yeah, there you go. You can bring it in front and then reach your right arm up just like you're doing. Two more breaths here. Rotating a little bit more with each exhale. Good, and release. Bring your hand back down. Bring yourself back up and step both feet together. Release your hands by your side. Inhale, reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Send it all the way down, touch the floor. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Good. Now shift your weight. Bring your right leg back, left leg forward. Warrior one. So bend the left knee, reach your arms up. We're going to go from warrior one to warrior two. Good. Bend the left knee, straighten the left leg. Look up towards your fingers. Palms can come to touch. So you sort of pull your core in too. Like your palms can touch each other and keep that the left knee can stay bent. And then open up to warrior two. Send your right arm forward. Sorry, left arm forward. Good. Shoulder blades together behind you. Bending your left knee. Taking two more breaths here. Okay. And then bring your right hand to the back of your left leg. Reach your left arm up, keeping that left knee straight, bent. And release warrior two. Hold here for a moment. Keep pushing that left knee back. Yeah. And then bring your left arm to your left thigh. Bring your right arm up towards the ceiling. And twist, looking up towards your right thumb. And reverse, release. Come back to the center. Reverse triangle. Bring your right hand to the back of your right leg. Reach your left arm up towards the ceiling. Yep. Sorry, straighten your legs. Yep. And then come into triangle. Take your block and put it on the inside of your left foot. So you have that for your hand. You reach your right hand up, left fingers touch the ground, and look up towards your right thumb. Twisting at your hips. And release. Come back up. Bring your hands to your hips and pivot that both toes to point a little bit more forward. So your back foot can point up towards the front. Good. Keep your left hand on your hip and reach your right arm up. Here you can bend your front knee a little bit. So reach that right arm up. Pull your left shoulder back, and we're going to bring it down and rotate, bringing your hand towards your block to the left of your foot. Yeah, there you go. And then reach your left arm up. Good. Holding for 3 breaths. And release. Come back up. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring your feet forward. Release your hands by your side. Take a deep breath and reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Good. Okay, bring your right leg forward, left leg back. And we're going to come down to drop it down to your knees. So actually bring the camera down. Yeah, bring the camera down. All right, so right leg forward, left leg back. And bring your hands to be on your thigh, upper body up, and come forward. Lengthen your spine. And then release your hands and reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Good. Bring your left hand down to the floor. Reach your right arm up. Here you have the option of also tucking your left toes and lifting your left knee up if you want. Good. And then keep that leg lifted, but bring your right hand back down to the ground and rock a little forward and back. Good. And release. Bring that left knee softly down. Peel your left toes up. Walk your hands back. Point your toes up towards the ceiling, stretching the back of your right leg. So yeah, there you go. So you can kind of straighten through. And here, if you want, you can have the blocks under your hands. It's up to you. Bring your upper body down. Two more breaths here, so exhaling a little bit more each time. And release. Bring your hands now underneath your shoulders, but pull your right foot over to the side. So your hands are underneath your shoulders. Good. Lengthen through your spine, and then drop your hands down. Lower your upper body. Good. And then now you can take your blocks and also bring your blocks underneath so you can rest your forearms on the blocks. Let your fingertips touch. Drop your head down. Good, and release. Come back down, or bring your block to the side. Toe heel that right foot back. Bring both legs back and just sort of let one go and then the other. So reach your legs back, stretching them straight back. Bring it down and come other one. Good. And then bring your hips into circles. So give yourself a little hip circles here. Then reverse, going the other way. Good. Now shift your weight to that right knee, bring your left foot forward. You're gonna bring your upper body, keep your upper body tall and push your hips forward so you really come down into split. There you go. So push your hips forward, but try to keep that left knee above your left Good. And you can let your hands come down to your side. Reach your arms up. Palms face each other. Good. And release your hand down. Both hands can come down for a moment. Bring your right hand to the floor. Reach your left arm up and twist. Look up towards your left hand. Here you have the option of tucking your right toes, lifting your right knee. Good. And then bring that hand down, but keep your knee lifted and rock forward and back. Good. And release the right knee down slowly. Walk your hands back, straighten your left foot, pull your left hip back as you lower your upper body down. Your hands can be on the blocks if you want. And then release. Bring your left foot over to the side, coming into lizard pose. Bring your hands on your block. And now lowering your upper body down, fingertips touch each other. Lizard pose. Two more breaths here, letting your upper body, your shoulders relax even more. Kind of bringing yourself further and further down. And release. Come back up. Bring your left foot back. And then walk your hips back, coming into child's pose. You can separate your knees and then bring your hands underneath your forehead, dropping your head down, or a block. It's up to you. Good. Taking 3 more breaths here. Relax your shoulders, your lower back. And lift your hands up, keep your knees separated, and then we're going to walk your hands up. So keep your hips back, walk your hands to the top of the mat, butt comes back. Good. And then walk your hands over to the right side. Good. And then walking your hands back to the center and then over to the left. And coming back to the center. Good, lifting yourself back up onto your knees. Good. Coming onto all fours. And then flip your wrists. Sorry, I plugged my phone in. Flip your wrists so that you can stretch the insides of your wrists. And then rocking left and right. Now coming back onto your, just your knees. So bring your blocks to the sides of your knees. Good. And then lifting yourself up. Good. And then let your right hand come onto the block on the right side and reach your left arm up and over. And come back to the other side. Bring your left hand onto the left block, bring your right arm up and then over. Good. And come back to the center. Bring your hands to your lower back so your palms are flat on your back, on your lower back, elbows pulled together, lift your chest, look up, push your hips forward and drop your head back. And release. Bring your hands back down. Walk your hands down, coming onto all fours. Coming into some cat-cow. So tuck your chin. Exhale, pull your tailbone in. Look towards your belly button. Push your hands into the floor. And then inhale, lengthen. Look up. Lift your gaze. Lift your tail. Good. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, lengthen, look up, lift your tail. One more. Exhale, pull it in. Inhale, lengthen, lift your tail, look up. Perfect. Good. Tuck your toes, push your hips back slightly and lift your knees so that you hover off the ground. Good. Holding here so you keep your knees bent. And now kind of move your hips a little left and right. Good. And release. Bring your knees back down. Good. Kind of lift one hand up, shake it off, and the other hand, shake it off. Roll your wrist around a little bit. Good. And then plant those hands down, tuck your toes, lift your hips all the way up, push your hips back, and drop your head down. Bend one knee and then the other. And then come into a high push-up or plank position, hands directly underneath your shoulders. Good. Hold here for 3 full breaths. Pushing the floor away from you, pushing through your heels. Push back with those heels. And then lower down your knees, lower down your chest and your chin. Come all the way down. Hands by your shoulders. And then lift your chest, look up. Legs flat on the ground. Exhale, fold down. And here you can take your hands and rest them underneath your head and rock your hips back and forth. So you can let your one cheek go to rest on your hands and let your hips just rock left and right. Good. And then bring those hands back to let your hips be still. Bring your hands back to underneath your shoulder. Elbows in towards your rib cage. Tops of the feet on the ground. Push your legs down. Inhale, lift up, look up. And release, come down. Spider your fingers. So your fingertips push down on the ground, but your palms are lifted up. Now lift up again. So you might get a little bit more of a lift here. And release, bring it down. Now slide your right hand forward, left hand comes back a little bit, and again, lift up, look up. So right hand comes forward, but your fingers are still teepee. Your fingers are still like tented. So right hand comes up a little bit forward towards the Buddha. Your left hand is still kind of closer to your left shoulder. So they're like irregular, and then lift up. So you'll lift up kind of more on that left side. Good. And release, come back down. Other side, slide the left hand up, right arm comes back, and lift your chest up. Good, and release, bring it back down. Now slide your hands behind your back, interlace both hands, interlace your fingers. Pull your arms down, inhale, lift your chest, look up, pull your shoulders back. Use those hands to kind of lift up and drive it back. Yeah, there you go. And release, bring it back down. Let your hands come underneath your head, so flatten your hands underneath your chin or your cheek. Look towards the kitchen and just rock your hips left and right. Good. And then from here on, you're going to roll over all the way onto your back. Bend both knees, so plant your feet on the ground, bend your knees, and then extend your right leg straight up, and then have your right hand underneath behind your right thigh, left hand behind your, So bring your right leg straight up, good, and then pull your hands behind your leg and pull that leg towards you. Keep it bent for now. Push your left hip down. So even though that left knee is bent, you're going to push your left hip down, and then now slide that out a little bit more. So now let that left leg be straight and pull your right leg towards you. And then release. Bring that right foot down. Bring your left leg straight up. Hold on to the back of that left leg. Then you can slide that right leg down. Right hip ground to the ground. And release. Bring that leg back down. Good. Now bend your knees, bring both knees into your chest and squeeze your knees into your chest. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Pull, pull, pull. And release the feet down. Bring your right foot down. Cross your left leg up and over your right leg. Good. Now pull your knees towards you. So first lift that foot up, right foot up off the ground and grab hold of your right thigh. So you pull your legs towards you. There you go. And then we're going to twist. But first pull here. Good. And now release that right foot down. Twist your legs to the right side. Relax your left arm and twist. And release, come back to the center. Let your left leg uncross. Bring your right leg up and over. Cross it over your left leg and then pull your left thigh towards you. So pull that jumble of legs towards your chest. And then bring your left foot back down to the ground, let it go. Twist your legs to the left side. Relax your right arm and twist. And then release. Come back to the center. Bring your feet together and open your knees out. So bringing the bottoms of your feet together, let your knees drop down. Good. Now close your knees, lift your legs straight up. Push your lower back to the ground. We're just going to do a little bit of core. Just push your palms to the floor. Slowly lower a few inches and hold. Good. And then again, a few inches and hold. Again, a few inches and hold. And then hover over the floor and hold. And release. Let your whole body relax. Laying down, coming into Shavasana. Relax top of your head. Relax your back. Relaxing your legs. Letting your whole body be supported by the ground beneath you. Deep breath in and let it go. And you can wiggle your toes, wiggle your fingers. Again, squeeze and release your fists, just like in the beginning. Squeeze and release your toes. And then bend your knees, pull your knees up to your chest. Rock left and right. Rock yourself up to a seated position. Good. Take a deep breath in and let it go. Bring your hands to your heart, palms touch. Sealing your intention, take a deep breath in and then let it go. Namaste.